have to take charge of our own destiny. We have to start to encourage our local people to produce efficiently.
Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Karl Samuda's challenge to Jamaicans as the island observes Farmers' Month. And even while farmers are being urged to increase their competitiveness, we here at the JIS encourage you, our viewers, to buy Jamaican products. Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Andrea Chisholm. We have a lot lined up for you, so please stay with us.
Nobody want to plant the corn. Everybody want to read the band. Who you are go blame it on when it's a next man you are deep in pan. Well, you're wrong.
Farmers, let us be serious about predial larceny. It is affecting all of us. If you are aware of incidents of predial larceny, make contact with your local police station or call Crime Stop at 311. Predial larceny is everybody's business.
No mind if me stall. Them no business if me back against the wall. This a living sometime making me ball. Seems like there ain't no love after.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your JIS News for Monday, April 11. Government has pledged to pass the new Road Traffic Act within the year as the country grapples with an increasing number of road fatalities.
It's a priority, and I would say that it is a priority that we're looking at in terms of making sure it gets passed as quickly as possible.
The Transport Minister was speaking after a meeting of the National Road Safety Council NRSC on Thursday. The latest statistics from the NRSC reveals that up to April 6 of this year, 111 persons have lost their lives on the nation's roads, an increase over the 2 previous years. Motorcyclists account for the highest number of road fatalities.
One of the instruments that we have that can make a difference is if we pass the Road Traffic Act very quickly. Because at present, the people who ride motorcycles, they're not required to have a license. What the new Road Traffic Act will do, in addition to other things, is mandate that you have to have a license, you have to have training, and you have to be regulated.
The police will be ramping up its Farm Watch program to prevent predial larceny and bring perpetrators to justice. The Neighborhood Watch type program involves farmers teaming up to look out for and prevent farm theft in their communities. Police Commissioner Dr. Carl Williams told a recent community forum in Clarendon that the Predial Larceny Prevention Unit would be working hard to support those efforts.
We are going to put more effort into galvanizing all the energies and the support in the rural farming communities. And we will ensure that those officers are available to get the farm watches in all of the farming communities, get them up strong, and get them to work for you, the farmers.
The police commissioner also had a word of advice to citizens who catch farm thieves.
You cannot take matters into your own hands when you catch strangers or thieves. You have to hold them and call the police, hand them over, and let justice take its course.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says a 4-fold strategy is to be pursued to improve the delivery of oral health care across the island.
Firstly, to ensure that we partner with the private sector to encourage prevention even before we get to cure. It's also about general health in terms of your ability to function. Cancers, other forms of advanced stages of ailments are directly linked to how you treat with your oral health situation.
Minister Tufton was speaking at last Thursday's launch of Colgate's mobile dental clinic at the Union Gardens Infant School in Kingston. He said practicing good oral hygiene should start at an early age.
It has to become a habit. It has to become part of our culture. And so from a public health policy, we want to provide the infrastructure, provide the guidelines, provide the optics, provide the environment for good oral health hygiene practices.
The services of the Kingston Public Hospital's ophthalmology department have been strengthened with the donation of an optical coherence tomogram OCT machine. The machine, which cost $60,000 was donated by the Church of the Latter-day Saints. It was formally handed over to the Southeast Regional Health Authority, SARA, on Friday. Pointing out that KPH's ophthalmology department sees about 2,000 patients monthly, SARA's Regional Director Maureen Golding says the OCT machine will support its mission to provide quality health care.
I have no doubt that the OCT machine that is being donated today will enhance the hospital's ability to assess eye health and manage conditions of the eye.
Education State Minister Floyd Green is encouraging more young people to venture into non-traditional careers and entrepreneurship to help the country meet its development goals. He was speaking last Wednesday during a valedictory service for sixth formers at Jamaica College.
The real earners are those who create employment, those who innovate, those who are entrepreneurs. Look into the new areas that are emerging. Look in the Jamaican economy and look at our path and see what we will need in the next 4 years, so that when you finish your tertiary education, you will be able to either find a job or create employment.
And finally, the country will hear government's plans for the next legislative year when Governor General Sir Patrick Allen delivers the throne speech on Thursday. The throne speech will be delivered to a joint sitting of both houses of Parliament following the ceremonial opening of the new parliamentary session. The national event begins at 10:30 a.m. and includes the Governor General's inspection of the JDF Guard of Honor and the March to Garden House from the north and south by government and opposition parliamentarians. It marks the start of the new legislative year. As is customary, the House of Representatives will reconvene at 2 p.m. to receive the estimates of revenue and expenditure for the 2016-2017 financial year. It will be tabled by Finance Minister Audley Shaw. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.
Don't make diseases spread. Wash your hands with soap and water instead. Wash them regular or use a hand sanitizer. Make sure the germs them dead. Touching your eyes or your mouth or your nose. Wash your hands before you do things like those. After you use the bathroom before preparing food, come on, wash your hand them clean.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his team in the Office of the Prime Minister were kept busy this past week. Catch up on their various engagements in Jamaica House Weekly.
Road safety, a government priority, quicker decision-making, less red tape, and Prime Minister remembers Derek Rochester. I'm Anjui James Sawyers with Jamaica House Weekly. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has pledged to make road safety a government priority. Mr. Holness gave the commitment at last Thursday's meeting involving members of the National Road Safety Council and Transport and Mining Minister Mike Henry. The meeting was called to discuss measures to address the upsurge in road fatalities this year. Between January 1 and April 6, 111 persons have died in crashes, up from 105 in the same period last year and 96 in 2014. At a press conference following the meeting, Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister Derek Smith underscored the urgency of reversing those numbers.
We just have to come to grips with what's happening on our roads. It's a multifaceted approach that we have to take.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness had a sit-down interview with the BBC's Elaine Dunkley last week and indicated that he would be restructuring government's bureaucratic system. Mr. Holness said efficiency and quicker decision-making was among the priorities for his government's first 100 days in office. During Thursday's interview, the Prime Minister further committed to job creation and economic growth, human rights and debt reduction. He also responded to questions about Britain-Jamaica relations, reparations and the importance of the Commonwealth. All of last week, Prime Minister Andrew Holness was engaged in discussions with several visitors to Jamaica House. On Tuesday, he met with his Antiguan counterpart Gaston Brown and talked about strengthening relations, particularly in the areas of trade and immigration. Economic growth was the main topic when Mr. Holness met with a delegation from Citibank, led by its Vice President of Corporate and Investment Banking, Jay Collins. The Prime Minister also met with representatives from the Shipping Association of Jamaica. He told them that government was committed to facilitating growth and development within the shipping industry by providing the necessary legislative framework. By Thursday, Prime Minister Holness was meeting with executives from Chinese telecoms company Huawei. Initiatives to grow the tourism sector topped talks with a delegation from the Jamaica Tourist Board. Meanwhile, workable solutions to financing tertiary education was the focus of discussions with UWI Chancellor Sir George Allain. On Sunday, the Prime Minister expressed condolences to the family and friends of Derek Rochester, former parliamentarian and trade unionist. In a statement, Mr. Holness said the trade union movement had lost one of its pioneers and Jamaica had lost a true servant of the people. Mr. Rochester was a former National Workers' Union president and a member of parliament for South East St. Elizabeth.
I'm pleased that this centre is being called a centre of excellence, as it will help to diminish some of the misguided perception and stigmas attached to persons with special needs. The specialist education facility will also break down any barriers which would have prevented any child from receiving an education or some form of training.
Minister Vaz was addressing last Thursday's opening of the 7th Early Stimulation Centre of Excellence at the Mikhail Benton Court building in Portland. Over 100 children with special needs will receive the attention they need at the $30 million facility, which was funded by the Digicel Foundation. The centre will be operated by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's Early Stimulation Program. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for the latest news coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
All the people them with a Zig V, hold up your hand. Zig V in the Caribbean territory, but we now want that virus take set pan we. So make sure send no stagnant water inside and mash up all mosquito breed inside. Pour hole in the tin them where you dash way and change the water in your vase every day. No litter, dispose of your garbage proper. You know them the thing that we turn drain backer. Tour your community and tour your yard for suppress mosquito. We have figure hard dash we all tire turn over drum pan for prevention is the greatest weapon. And special shout out to pregnant ladies, protect yourselves and protect your babies. Draw for your zapper and your mosquito spray. If you do all that we can to keep them away. How we know wasn't me.
Want to contribute to Jamaica's development? Have an interest in farming? Combine those two interests to get into the sector highlighted in this next feature.
In 2012, government implemented a supply management regime to reduce the importation of pork meat. And today, the Ministry of Agriculture is reporting steady growth in the pork industry. Pork imports reduced by more than 38% at the end of 2014, coming from imports of over 3 million kilograms in 2011. The period also showed no imports of finished ham or pig parts for the production of ham. This has helped to secure the investments of local pig farmers. And to ensure that the local demand is satisfied, the Agriculture Ministry is assisting with the production of pigs through the piggery division of the Ebony Park Heart Academy in Clarendon. This state-of-the-art facility produces up to 125 pigs per month. Here, the selected breed of pig is raised in an air-conditioned like temperature.
The type of animals is a cross between a Yorkshire and a Landrace. And what happens, we get a F1. So all the animals inside here, they are F1 gills. And this area is cool here because we have a cool cell system. It operates like the AC system with the fans that assist it to move cool here through the pen, and it cools down the animal because pigs normally operate best at temperatures of 55 degrees Celsius.
The breeding process is done through artificial insemination, and this is done twice daily. A number is then given to the animal to represent the time at which it was bred. And within approximately 4 months, piglets are born.
This genetics, it is favored by most persons because you get a large litter size and the growth rate is very high. So you have litter size up to 17, and within 6 months times you have pigs growing up to 100 pounds and probably over.
Special care is given to these little ones. Within 24 hours after birth, they are processed. Their needle-like teeth are clipped to prevent them from hurting each other and their mother during feeding. The tails are also clipped for safety reasons because you know they can easily pull on it or bite it during play. One aim of the facility is to produce infection and disease-free pigs. The males are also castrated to prevent breeding through natural contact. This piggery facility has 3 areas. First is the gestation or breeding area. 2 weeks before the gilts give birth, they are transferred to this section.
They spend normally 1 month around here, and when we wean the piglets, they go to the nursery area, and the sows go back to the gestation area to be bred again, and they normally come on to eat 5 to 7 days after they have been weaned or the piglets have been removed from them.
The last of the 3 areas is the nursery, and it does not have any cool cell system. The reason for this is to get the piglets adjusted to regular temperature in preparation for their transfer to other farms.
So when farmers buy them, they won't have any difficulty with them, or the animal won't be stressed, so they won't get slim or anything like that. And they normally spend 8 weeks here, and then they are shipped to other locations for fattening. Farmers buy them also for pig production.
The Ebony Park Heart Academy Piggery Division has been making a difference in the pig pork industry, supplying farmers with improved breed stock, contributing to agriculture and the economic development of the country.
This helps to sustain the pig industry by providing farmers with a production line, so they can always come to Ebony Park and buy pigs. Oh, and the turnaround time is really quick, so they benefit from it, and the profitability is great.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Original.
On the ground, in the field, meeting with farmers and stakeholders, government's Predial Larceny Prevention Unit has been working aggressively to put a dent in the theft of farm animals and produce. This intense campaign by the Ministry of Agriculture, aided by the police, has led to a 14% reduction of farm thefts.
We're going around this island and letting people know that work is being done, and we're working for the farmers to ensure that you feel safe, you are protected, and that you are reassured.
I think the SP Francis and his crew have done a fairly good job.
With that commendation, the work continues. On one of the farm visits, DSP Francis indicated that among the strategies being looked at was the publishing of repeat offenders' names. The meeting was also used to inform farmers about some of the things they could do to mitigate thefts.
We have the very common, the dog. Get a dog put on the farm. You also can put up camera systems to ensure that you have a good view of what is happening around your area and around the farm. If you have farm animals, we have seen persons use the bell system. You put a bell around the neck of the animal, so if they are moved or if there's any slight movement, it triggers a sound system that will alert you as the farmer. We have seen the more sophisticated method of the tagging of the animals, the tattooing of animals. These are all methods that are used.
Farmers are also coming up with their own solutions, such as implementing the farm watch system.
Presence of persons doing surveillance on the farm, I think that helps to cut back on the predial larceny, because persons wouldn't take the chance coming in knowing that there are persons watching the farm.
And as farmers, you can look out for each other as well. That's the best way to go about protecting yourselves against each other and against predial thieves.
So if we come together and try to stamp out predatory larceny. I think it is for the betterment of all of us in the industry.
The police officers use the opportunity to appeal to farmers who use different sets of workers for reaping and related activities to create a database to safeguard their businesses.
You also need to ensure that you get the relevant names, next of kin. You also need to ensure you have background checks where necessary on the employees that are employed to your operations. By doing so, you will create a system where persons may feel a sense of being caught if they take the chance to steal your produce.
And to protect consumers, he urged for warning signs to be up when produce has been sprayed. Members of the Predatory Larceny Prevention Unit visited over 100 farms and held more than 70 community meetings in 2015. These are aimed at getting farmers to work more closely with each other and the police to build a stronger resistance against thieves. It is at these meetings that the concerns of farmers are addressed.
How can you protect us going the right way, producing our produce, that the end customer knows that it's coming not from a stolen area or that it's not affected by chemicals or anything.
We're speaking about traceability. How can you know where your produce is coming from? The system that the government have in place currently have to do with the receipt system. The Jamaica Agricultural Society have a receipt system that accounts for the produce that you buy and the person who has it in their possession, where they get it from. We're trying to establish this kind of system across the country.
The farmers were also assured that while 2 persons were charged with coordinating the unit's activities from a national level, resources were drawn from all police divisions.
In each parish, the operation officer is responsible for predatory larceny and responsible for treating with those reports. We want to reassure you that the Jamaica Constabulary Force Predatory Larceny Prevention Unit is here to provide you with the relevant support to take action where necessary for you to carry on with your business of farming and feeding the nation. We want you to continue to reap what you grow.
Achieving a targeted priority of safety and security for both farmers and consumers.
Did you get wet during yesterday's rainfall? If you did, this next feature will help you ward off the cold or flu that could result. If you're like most kids, you've probably heard at least one parent say, "Don't forget to take your vitamins. Eat your fruits and salads. They're packed with vitamins." And you heed the advice. But do you know why? Do you know what exactly vitamins are?
Vitamins are substances that are found in foods we eat. Our body needs them to work properly. Each vitamin has a special role to play. For example, vitamin D in milk helps us develop strong bones and teeth. Vitamin A in carrots helps us to see at night. Vitamin C in oranges helps our bodies to heal from a cut. And B vitamins in leafy green vegetables help our bodies make protein and energy. There are 2 categories of vitamins, fat-soluble and water-soluble. Fat-soluble vitamins are the ones called A, D, E, and K.
When we eat foods that contain fat-soluble vitamins, the essential nutrients are stored in the fatty tissues of our bodies and our livers until our bodies need them.
The water-soluble vitamins are C and B complex. These cannot be stored in our bodies and will dissolve in water before our bodies can absorb them. Any vitamin C or B that our bodies do not use pass through our systems, mostly when we urinate. So they need to be replaced regularly to ensure a fresh supply every day.
But let's break it down and take a look at one of these vitamins, C.
Vitamin C is often referred to as the cold-fighting vitamin. It is also known as a wonder worker because it plays an important role in building and maintaining our tissues.
Doctors say it can enhance the function of the immune system and plays a role in the formation of important enzymes in the body. Vitamin C is important because it protects the body from skin diseases, respiratory infections, and cardiovascular problems.
According to nutritionists, human beings cannot produce their own supply of vitamin C, so we have to obtain it through our diet.
Vitamin C is found in citrus and other fruits such as oranges, limes, lemons, tangerines, grapefruit, papaya, strawberries, melons, and cantaloupes. It can also be found in vegetables like tomatoes, broccoli, green and red bell peppers, potatoes, peas, raw lettuce, and cabbage.
Vitamin C can be lost easily during cooking, particularly frying, so it's recommended that people steam their vegetables to minimize loss.
Vitamin C is also good for preserving the body from aches, pains, and heart disease. If we do not have enough vitamin C in our systems, it could lead to health complications. Diseases or ailments may include gum bleeding, skin discoloration, lack of energy, tooth decay, poor wound healing, easy bruising, loss of appetite, and pain in the joints. According to medical experts, there are certain groups of persons who can easily use up ascorbic acid, that is, vitamin C found in citrus and green vegetables, more rapidly than others. These are alcohol consumers, smokers, diabetics, individuals under stressful conditions or fever, and the elderly.
It is important to remember that vitamin C is also a highly effective antioxidant.
For additional information on vitamin C, consult your doctor or nutritionist. You can also get valuable tips from any government health institution close to you. So be health-wise.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito. A message from the Ministry of Health.
And that's it for today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. We return tomorrow around about the same time on this station. We maintain a strong social media presence, so whether it is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, or Flickr, we're available for your pleasure. Our website and YouTube page are also up and running with the latest government information. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I am Andrea Chisholm, and this has been Jamaica Magazine. Have yourselves a great evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.